make money.
What's up, everybody? Episode 24, a couple of bettors. It's the last real kind of end of season.
There's no more football.
No more football, although the XFL is starting.
Yes, well, no more real football.
That's true. Yeah.
XFL will just, fulfill our needs to watch football and bet.
Gamble. Yeah.
Yeah, nothing much more than that.
Gotta gamble. So we had a great weekend, Super Bowl weekend, friends in town, had a blast, won money.
Won a lot of money. It's shocking.
Not only did we win on Super Bowl, which we'll get into, but we won on table games, slot machines. Christine had a hand pay, which if you're a slot player, you know this, but if you go to the casino and you win like 10 grand on blackjack, nobody cares. But if you win a jackpot, no, they just give you the money. They walk away. There's no tax. There's no other, right? It's like, but if you win a jackpot, so a slot win, which is just like a one-time win of over $1,200, then they come over and they have to fill out the tax form, and they pay you out right there. Now, it could be 40 grand, giving you stacks of tens. She didn't get that.
No, in my case, it was very disappointing because I thought I was getting a lot, and then I found out, that's it? This is what you came over to pay me with?
Over 1,200 on a win is a win. So.
Oh, it was definitely a win, but I wanted more because I'm greedy.
Yeah, absolutely. So, we had a blast. We're out and about. Bernie didn't really come with us. We'll get into Weekend at Bernie's. Look at this little guy.
Well, he spent the first day with us when everybody was getting into town. And then we had him watched for a few days to have a little staycation. But, yeah, he went to Brewdog. They love having dogs there.
Brewdog is cool. And actually, we went there one other time. It was kind of dead. Mm-hmm. This time, it was on Friday afternoon, and it was really busy. It was really nice out. A lot of people there.
Also been open a little longer. When we went, it just opened, so it was more like locals knew about it. Great view. They've added a bunch of TVs. That was our biggest complaint. We got there, and there was like 2 small TVs next to one of the bars. They've put them out everywhere.
Yeah.
They have a projector screen also. So they upped their game. Good food. We had a few things to eat. That was really impressive. But again, if you have a dog, they welcome, like they want you to bring your dog with you. And so that's always nice.
Yeah. And it's cool that they made changes. They actually posted on their like Instagram or Twitter, this and that, saying like, you asked, we listened. Like we did, so TVs everywhere. That place, I guarantee you, in like a year, is going to be packed.
Yeah,
like it's going to be a place that everybody goes. Maybe like a beer park type of situation. Maybe I don't know. We'll see. All right. So where do we watch the games? Look, I'm going to point you to YouTube on this one. We just posted a video. 2 minutes. You have 2 minutes. Come on. What are you doing all day at work? Going on Twitter, listening to what happened with the game, politics.
Is that a fan of Fat Man Scoop? That's in there a little bit.
Fat Man Scoop was there. So that was pretty. Yeah, if you got a $20 bill, put your hands up. So that was a blast and good setup. And it was a third of the price as Circa was from last year's Super Bowl. I mean, Circa's great. Don't get me wrong. Oh. And it's but this was 80% as good for a third of the price. Like that's a good deal.
Well, I must add, because Circa's a little higher end, this is not low end, it's not, but this is a little B-side. We did get to watch multiple people get wheeled out because they got so drunk. They got very, very Vegas, okay? But as you watch this happen, you feel really good about yourself because you're like, I'm walking, I'm dancing, no one has to wheel me out. It was great to watch. I mean, and half the time there were people it was pitch black out and they were still in their bikinis. And anything about Vegas, when the sun goes down, it gets cold. They're so hammered they don't even know that. So always a good time when you have to get wheeled out of a pool party.
So Justin, shout out to Justin. He was like, come on, this is perfect for You Got Vegas. He wanted to go over and like videotape while she's getting wheeled out. You got Vegas. So we didn't do it. But we mentioned her, so at least she.
Well, there was 2 of them. By
the way. Oh yeah, it was 2. They were dead.
Yeah, dead. Yeah. Pretty much dead.
At least they don't call the ambulance. They just kind of wheel you out.
And then they toss you, and then you figure it out from there.
Tell your friends, put them in a cab, get them out of here. All right. First up, let's face it. We talk about the news of the week, players, coaches, and such. So I guess we start with your boy.
We're starting with my boy. Patrick is my Mahomes boy. I'm sorry, like I love it. Like everybody gets hammered to celebrate their Super Bowl win during the parade. This guy still looks like a clown. Any speech he made, I was embarrassed for him. Watching him chug this beer on his little float, embarrassing. Like half of
Almost
it didn't
fell off.
even get into his mouth. I'm like, I don't even know if it's because he's that drunk, but either way, I just don't care. He's embarrassing. Glad you guys won. Glad you guys celebrate, and I want everybody to celebrate. And you try not to judge the drunk people because get after it. But you, sir, you don't make anything look cool. So I had to point that out.
Yep, no, that's true. Yeah, he does. He lacks swag, So
Josh Allen, if you're listening, get your shit together so that you have a good way of behaving
true.
when you're getting drunk on the float. Because in Buffalo, you'll be getting drunk, which was supposed to be this year.
Dude, Josh Allen has on-field swag, but he does not have off-field swag. So he's got to figure that out.
The drunk swag. You got to figure out how to look cool getting hammered.
Exactly.
Mahomes still needs to work on it.
Yep. All right, next up, Jets' new offensive coordinator that we hired from the Titans. And it's funny for him, he was on Let's Face It a couple weeks ago because when the Titans got knocked out of the playoffs, he went out that night and got a DUI.
Only the finest for the Jets. Only the finest.
Hey, look, but it's interesting though because we have him now. He's got a link to Tannehill. It's a possibility that that's another guy we could think about bringing in, a little cheaper. If things don't work out, you don't get the car, you don't get the Derek Rodgers, Aaron Rodgers. Maybe you end up with a Tannehill or something like that. So interesting note. He likes to party, so we'll see what happens how he does in New York.
And Rex Ryan.
And his new teeth.
Oh my God, those teeth. I mean, I don't know.
Shining bright like a diamond.
Yeah, exactly. Well, he's a huge prospect for the Broncos defensive coordinator. I like that he's not a head coach. He failed miserably. I mean, he was both Bills head coach and Jets head coach, and his biggest issue was befriending too many of the teammates, and just no one was really listening to him. But it's odd, the man has had a good commentating career since 2016, and now all of a sudden he's gonna possibly become a defensive coordinator. I don't know. It could be good, it could be bad, but that's what who the Broncos are looking at, and we'll see what he does. I would stay with the commentating. It seems like it's so much more fun.
Yeah, but look, he's a football guy. Runs in his family. His dad was a coach, all that stuff.
He's definitely must be got the little itch. Gotta
totally.
Go back.
I think defensive coordinator is where he should be.
Oh, absolutely. I would. I definitely, if you're going to pick one, that's what he should be doing.
Yeah.
Head coach did not go very well for him, but I just always thought being a commentator was the cream of the crop. I just got to show up, say my opinions, and then go the fuck home. You're not working 7 days a week or 6 days a week for
True
80 hours a day.
We'll see. It says he's the top candidate, so he might be back in the league.
Yeah. Well, good luck dealing with Russell Wilson and all his issues. I mean, I know he's defense, but Jesus.
I was going to say, I think the Jets, our division plays the Broncos this year, so if he's in it, he's going to be playing against the Jets and the Bills. We'll be going up against the Rex Ryan coach defense, so,
Let's ride.
Let's ride. Let's ride.
I still have that shirt, so he better stay on that fucking team and fail miserably so I can wear my shirt out again.
True. All right, let's talk about the Nets. It's my team, and we said it.
It's our team.
Right,
I've just disowned them because they're garbage.
The first episode we talked about how, Nets fans, this and that, and how do you put a bunch of these guys with these personalities, these whack jobs, onto one team and expect it to last? And it didn't last. They broke it all up. Ahead of the trade deadline, Kyrie says, I'm out. So he said, I want to go to, the Lakers or something. And they were like, oh, okay, we're going to trade you to anybody but where you want to go because F you. Mm-hmm. So they shipped him off to the Mavs. I mean, still, the Mavs, they have a great chance to win it with Kyrie and Luka. Cuban. And then, but then Durant is out after that, and they shipped him off, and now he's on the Suns. So the Nets have a depleted roster right now. But I'm actually happier with a depleted roster of guys that you actually want, that care about the team, than a bunch of these whack jobs and stuff, and we'll figure it out.
If you can't play together, even though you're all great, it's not going to work. And so you might as well, maybe they'll do well because they can now officially play together. Who knows? I'm just happy that we're at step one.
Yeah.
Because it's crappy to root for a team that's the dream team and they're just failing miserably. They can't cover anything. Like any bet you put on them, they can't cover. Just auto complete disappointment.
And they got a bunch of draft picks, so for the future, this is good. It's just, but like, you're gonna win now. It's probably not gonna happen.
Probably not. Let this be the rebuilding year.
Exactly.
And then
Lastly.
we have AJ Brown, Juju Smith, little back and forth going on. I thought this was kind of fun.
Twitter beef.
Yeah, little Twitter beef going. You got basically, we all know Juju is just a pain in the ass. He's kind of a loser. He loves to go on TikTok and do stupid shit. Last year, was it last year or 2 years ago? He kept going on the team's logo in the middle of the field and doing stupid TikTok dances. And every time he would do that, they just lose miserably. And it's like, eventually his own team had to tell him, bro, like, stop. You're embarrassing us. You're embarrassing yourself because not only are you doing this, you're posting it, and then we lose. We're, like, getting demolished. Like, you can't. So he finally stopped doing that. Well, now because A.J. Brown had a little issue where he was holding no, am I screwing this up?
No. Juju Smith was getting held. Was getting held, and there's that penalty at the end of the game.
AJ Brown is just sticking up. So Juju, sorry, I forgot about that. But yeah, there's the holding penalty. But the Chiefs, they announced it. They came clean with these. Like, yeah, I did. I should have got called for it. I totally was doing what I was doing. And Juju Smith still had to send out a little Valentine's Day garbage thing, talking shit. So AJ Brown just basically called him out on being like a TikTok whore. You're a loser. You have a 1-year contract. You're not even good at what you do, kind of thing. And I thought it was kind of fun because AJ Brown is completely right in everything he said in this situation. So.
Absolutely, yeah. There's no need to do it. You just won the Super Bowl. Why are you talking trash after to a guy who admitted he held you? It doesn't make sense.
So the next team to get stuck with Juju, if he's not leaving the Chiefs, I apologize because he pretty much just brings a whole lot of problems.
Yep, that bad internet energy. Okay, next up, what the hell? How do we do for the weekend? The betting, we posted it, so we didn't do a full, what are we betting on our last episode, but we posted on Instagram if you follow us there. All the bets we had. We added a couple here, but it was just like some stupid college bets and a heads bet. Just throw it in there at the end to see for the coin toss.
Oh yeah, that was trash.
But we crushed though. I mean, we only bet 11.5 units and we won 10.7 units. So hit rate was 57, but it was the two main drivers here. So firstly, the game decided by exactly 3 points. This was a plus 400 bet. And we thought it was a no-brainer here. You got the spread says 1.5 points. Okay, anybody who knows football, it's either going to be a 1-point win or a 3-point win. So I feel like it's a 2-outcome thing where it's 1 out of 2. So maybe it should have been plus 200 or not even, or maybe like even money, 100 wins 100. Plus 400 just didn't make any sense. So we put 1.75 units on it and hit it, and obviously won that money. So we're very happy. Hit it real good. And then Kelsey, we bet this like the last game also. Like in the red zone, he's unstoppable.
Yeah.
And again, should it have been even minus 110 for him to get the touchdown, first touchdown for the Chiefs? No. But like plus 350 just seemed out of whack for us. We thought there was a lot of value there and just nailed it.
Mm-hmm. Of course, we won the over, which that was a tough one because that's a lot of points for a Super Bowl, but they ended up crushing that.
They were done in the third quarter.
Yeah, I think
the half? No, just in the beginning of the third quarter.
We were basically by the half we knew because it was so close. But
done.
It covered fully by the third quarter. So that was another good one. The only one that sucked was the Mahomes over, which that one we also thought was going to hit because, Mahomes is constantly throwing for yards, but he didn't really actually throw that often during this game. He did a lot of weird moves himself, but
I think he had like 180-something yards passing.
He wasn't even close. So.
44 rushing, which was not bad, but the total wasn't even 294. I mean, not even close. But yeah, we'll take that day all day long. Mm-hmm. Nice little win, get us back for the season. So we'll wrap up at the end with like what we did for the season and how it looked. But like thinking about the Super Bowl takeaways, right? Like came out, looked like Philly was it. They're gonna come and roll on these guys, and then they are up by 10 points at the half, and they became the second team ever to lose after being up by double digits at the half. And everybody knows who else it was. Matt Ryan, 28-3 versus the New England Patriots, and they lost that, blew that one in the second half. So that was ridiculous. But Hurts looked good. You know, Jalen Hurts looked really good. I mean, they put up there's a lot of points. So the offenses did their job. I mean, 38-35. Like, what happened to the defense here?
Right.
But you know what actually sucked was when Philly fumbled and they got the scoop and score, and it really changed things. It put some extra points on the board for Kansas City. And I feel like that was a moment where I was like, these guys might, Kansas City might come back and win. But Hurts had 300 yards, over 300 yards passing. He had 70 yards plus rushing, 1 touchdown passing, but 3 touchdowns rushing. I mean, 4 touchdowns. Like, if they win it, he's not only MVP. They're going to say it was one of the best games people have played at the position of quarterback, and unfortunately, didn't go his way.
Well, at least Eagles fans got to enjoy most of the game. You know, they had hope.
It's true.
They did have hope.
Right from Sirianni crying during the national anthem. Remember that?
Oh, my God.
Just waterworks.
So many criers. That I was not impressed with. Could have done without that.
I like it.
Some of our friends were like, "Oh, that's so touching," and then there was people like me, like, "Are you kidding me? Like you haven't even played yet. Like, why don't we save the waterworks for if you lose, not before the game starts?"
I think he just loves America.
Oh yeah, that's what it was. It was all about, I love this country. But here you can see we also included the stills of the famous hold that wasn't called. I mean, it was very.
It was called.
That was called. That law ended up kind of changing.
The whole the last
letting the Chiefs win the game on this situation, but that also got us our 3-point difference.
Yeah, I mean, it's just tough. We could have still won anyway if they didn't kick the end field goal. We'll see what happens.
There were a lot of things that had play in motion. Yes. We were standing there like, make sure, let's just go for the field goal, because they could have got a touchdown, ran in for a touchdown. Instead, the guy, I forget who it was, slid a little too short, and so then they decided to go, but they didn't have to. They could have. So I think we got a little lucky, but it was...
Yeah, but for all the people who say that it wasn't a hold, here are 2 perfect angles. It was a hold. Mm-hmm. There's no doubt about it. Just because you bet on the Eagles, you got to look at this objectively. You know what it was? On TV, it sucked because they showed you they showed the same angle over and over again, and we're like, I don't know if it's going to be, if that's a hold or not. It was. So it's the right call by the refs. It sucks that people commit penalties at the very end of a game, and that's how you lose. But it was what it was.
It was fun, though, to yell out the NFL is rigged throughout the evening.
We just yell rigged a lot.
Rigged.
Everything they have
rigged.
It's rigged.
That's also fun. We also just wanted to say, if you guys watched the intro before, the Super Bowl actually started, they had a whole thing about Damar Hamlin. Damar Hamlin was out on the field eventually with all of the healthcare workers that were involved from the Cincinnati Bengals and the Bills. That was awesome. Again, if you check out the video, the little montage we put together, I was all excited because I had my "Did We Win" shirt on, and it was just awesome to see. Yeah, and cool. Then, again, you have to live under a rock, or you have to be like that one guy in the plane that was watching a movie and not the Super Bowl. But the Rihanna halftime show was amazing. She clearly was telling the world she's pregnant, just letting it all out there, because that was a giant baby bump she had going, and she's just being elevated hundreds of feet over the stadium. Is just crazy. So good halftime show.
I saw a bunch of memes online right now, and it was just it's like Rihanna's baby, and then it's people getting thrown around inside of a van and smashing into like she's dancing all around. It's like the baby's getting demolished. Yeah. Yep. He had a CTE by the time he gets out.
Yeah, a little head trauma there.
But great game though, 3-point game. I mean, what more could you ask for? A lot of scoring, a lot of points. It was fun.
To have the Bills in it that I could have asked for.
Yeah, and by the way, this is the countdown now till Super Bowl next year, which is in Las Vegas, Nevada, right here, right in our backyard. So that's going to be a blast.
Start making your plans now, people.
Oh, yeah. Get those flights booked. Oh, hey, Spirit Airline, you got $30 flight? I'll take it. Mm-hmm. All right. So let's just go through the season. You're probably gonna have a tough time seeing this one, but at least you could scroll in, scroll in, you haters out there. Look, we didn't have that great of it was like a 50-50. So like if you flipped a coin all year and did every bet, you would be losing money because there's the VIG. So you probably would be down, 15 plus units.
Unless you only followed my bets, then you're definitely way ahead of.
Could have been. Yeah, it could have been. We have to track that a little bit. I'm not sure. She might be speaking out of line. I don't know. But
Never.
So yeah, we averaged 15 units a week, and we clawed back. So we were up 11 units for this season, which is basically like what we just won for the last week. So we're almost even, Steven. And if we look at these next charts, hit rates, had a couple ones that were 75, 80%. Lower ones were, in the 30s for a week, but ended up, pretty cumulatively 50% even. Total for the season, we bet 347 units. And if you work that out, it actually ends up being a lot of money. But you're betting each week and you win some, lose some, so it doesn't,
Yeah, we're not completely broke yet.
No. So we were up during the season, and then we came down, and then the last 7 weeks, though, we're up 22 units in the last 7 weeks, and that really brought us right back. So, look, nice to finish profitable for a season. We don't tell you what we bet, but the 11 units, I assure you, is thousands of dollars. So we're up a couple, and happy about it. Would I like to have been more? Absolutely. Because if you can get that hit rate to 60, and then the ones that you really like that you bet on more, bring you even up higher because you're winning more on the higher conviction bets. But we're going to dig into the numbers. We're going to figure out the things we did well. How do we do on live betting? How do we do on the stuff that wasn't NFL? Should we strip that stuff out and stop with the BS? Where you're at Mabel's barbecue betting a second half of a college basketball game just because you want action. Although I do like that.
We probably won't stop doing
It's
that.
actually fun.
Maybe we just won't tell the lovely people out there.
Yeah, well, we just won't put it on the podcast. Because, look, we don't tell you when we walk by a roulette table and throw something down on second 12. But, if we
We're
win.
on 23. And
Oh, man. Another shout out to Justin. Walks by a roulette table, says next one's going to be 23, puts it on there, hits it. I thought one number a little bit crazy. I'm not going to do it. Second 12 I hit. So I still participated in his, whatever you want to call that.
Psychic abilities.
Psychic abilities, yeah.
That was fun.
That was great. So look, that's it. We're going to be not doing weeklies going forward, but we're going to be posting a lot of stuff on YouTube, especially YouTube Shorts. So little 30-second clips, 60-second clips on YouTube Shorts, and then also recaps of things. Like, for example, we're going to Mardi Gras this weekend. It's going to be fun. I'm sure if I can, have enough water.
Boobies.
If I have enough water to be able to take my phone out to be like, hey, I should take a picture of this thing. We'll put together a little montage. Collage. I don't even know what word I'm looking for.
We failed at Super Bowl this weekend. We're used to having people around us that love taking pictures, and this time we had to scramble to get some because we were all just we're in the moment. We don't want to video this stuff.
Yeah, we're in a cabana that's pretty freaking awesome. Did anybody take a group picture here? No, somebody actually said no 5 times, but we'll see.
You have to. Don't ask me, just force me.
So subscribe to YouTube because it's not just subscribe because you're going to get the a 45-minute podcast or whatever it is. You're going to get little short videos, little short clips, kind of like Instagram Reels ish. But YouTube Shorts is a great spot to post stuff, and then also follow our Instagram, and we'll be posting a bunch of bets too. Hey, the Kentucky Derby is this, or we're going to be betting on that.
XFL, we'll bet some XFL stuff. They're here in Vegas. We got team right out here, so might watch that. And then of course there's hockey.
Hockey also, yeah. There's hockey. There's the NFL, NBA playoffs coming up. Not NBA, NFL.
Of course, yeah.
So so follow us, subscribe. We had a great season. We loved it. We won a few bucks. We hope you guys did too. And that's it. I guess we're signing off for now.
Thank God.
Bye everybody.
Bye.
Bye.
Oh. Hold on. I have one job. Okay, here we go. You ready?
Couple of bettors. Couple of bettors.
to make money. Couple of